What's up, guys? Toby, Five Old Baits. How y'all? Today I'm gonna show you how I do my. We did the open pour 3.8, I believe it is, 4-inch shrimp, whatever. Today we're gonna do our smaller shrimp. This is our little 3-inch. I've already done the tails and clipped them like before. If you're gonna clip them and do it where you have more plastic to get to bond instead of just like taking the little bitty pieces off of the tail. You want to have some meat there, and we're going to shoot it a little bit hotter as well to make sure we get a good bond, because these will be used in the salt water with all the toothy critters. And we're also going to show what I use. This is some hardener. I don't know if you can see it or not, but hardener from Bait Plastics. You can get hardeners, softeners, all kind of things, heat stabilizers, blah blah blah. So this is a 3-inch shrimp. We're going to shoot it, but we're going to show you how we build, and we're going to take some of this other stuff off while we're getting the plastic ready. You basically add your hardener. Instead of buying a bunch of different plastisols, I only have a cup, so this is going to be a little different for me. And there are measurements to go off of this, but I don't use them. I know how I do them, and blah blah blah. So with this is just medium, Calhoun's medium. And we're going to add about that much. I don't know the measurement on that. And that way, I used to buy all these different plastisols, soft, medium, firm. That way I don't have to do it. And we're also going to build our color. Just show you one of my favorite shrimp recipes, I guess you'd say. So, we're going to start with root beer by MF, because you know I love MF. It is what it is. Love MF. You can use that. You can use pumpkin, copper. I wouldn't go too well. For me, I don't go too copper because we're going to add some orange flake and some bright pink flake. It's been a great color for me. Not saying it works for everybody, but for me, it's been great. And we're going to start just building our color. Alright, there's 12 drops of root beer. I don't want my colors too strong or too stout when I'm building my colors. But with this being a little less than a cup, I'm going to send a pack to a guy in Louisiana. So what we don't want is it to be an overbearing color, almost how we did the translucency of the open pours. That's sort of what we're looking for here. This is a 1100 watt microwave, so it's a little bit quicker. Your wattage, depends on how fast your stuff cooks, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But anyway, we're going to take some of this other stuff off. Been a little busy today. I just added some eyes. These are for me. Added eyes to my drop shot minnow. Ordered some more, so I was like, let's put some on there. I like eyes, like I said, on my finesse baits, mainly drop shots. Any kind of slow presentation like that, I like. Again, realism and everything else. So, and also, Merry Christmas coming up if I don't see you guys before. Dang, that was a mess. Finishing up an order, just green pumpkin, blue flake. In the 6-inch lizard. I love a lizard. I don't know what it is about lizards when I'm bass fishing, but they just seem to get bit. I like them. Those and regular worms. So that will actually finish. These will actually finish up that order. So done finally with that one. And also in the crawl that I really love, same color, green pumpkin, blue flake. Just finally getting them out, and I'll get these molds out of the way. I've got so much junk laying around just from stuff I've had to do. The helper smelters, of course, I've been doing a lot of them. Alright, so when you're first doing your color, if you're not sure of your size, if you're not doing like, my recipes are usually to a cup, which I think most people do. We've already hit our plastic in the vacuum chamber, get the bubbles out. You start getting these days that are real humid, it can affect your plastisol. So I start out at 130, a minute 30 seconds, and go from there and just slowly heat it up. And I always clip these off just because I'm going to hang. I'm going to hang them. And instead of hanging the entire string, I just clip them off and leave that little piece of plastic right there to hang them. Saves room for me, but everybody does things differently. So that way I can hang them individually. Lizards too. The only ones that I really worry about that I hang the entire sprue or runner or whatever you want to call it is things that you really, really, really want to keep straight. Swim baits, fluke style baits, stuff like that. So, look at this mess I got going here. So what that does, it turns this medium plastisol basically into a firmer plastisol for them toothy critters. And that way, I just now buy the hardener and stay with just trying to buy medium. I buy soft because I mix them. On my traditional bass baits, I use 2/3 medium, 1/3 soft, and this thing keeps knocking over. So we're getting to where I want. Plastic is not quite ready. It's close. Sorry. Another 20 seconds right there. I'll hang these baits up in a minute. Let's set them right there. All right. Oh, and if you didn't know, Merry Christmas from 5-0 Baits. All right, like I said, we shot the chartreuse tail and the fluorescent chartreuse that I love from MF. And I can feel we're at temperature now. So that's our initial cook up to get it to 350. I'm also going to probably have to reheat it because I want to shoot it really hot. Not really hot, about 340 to 350 is probably where I'm going to shoot this at because I want that better bond in that tail. And I want just a little more color. Like I said, I want it translucent looking, but not too translucent. You're getting them backwaters, the murky water. You don't want them too translucent. You want to see it. So just adding that little bit of hardener, you can feel the difference when you're stirring. And now since I'm going to shoot it pretty hot, usually I'll get it up to temperature, the 350 cook, and I'll let it cool down before I add my flake. But since I want to shoot this hotter, I got to add the flake while it's hot. So we're going to give this just another little, about, 10 seconds. And we'll be ready to fire. Again, that's the root beer from MF. Because I love MF. We got our injector ready. Mold's ready with our tail in there. Move the helper smelter. Of course, I've been shooting a lot of it. Alright, we've got it hot. Very hot. Now, we're going to add 015, some small orange. Oh, I forgot my black too. We're going to add some small black. This is a quarter, so we're going to do about half a scoop of the small orange. maybe just a hair more. I want it to beam. I want it to get that little bit of flash in it. Let me get my small black because I forgot. I like to add small black. This 015 black. It's a 3-inch bait, so I really don't need a lot of big flake. If it was a bigger bait, I would probably go with bigger flake, but it's not, so I'm not going to worry about it. And we're going to add this hot pink, crazy hot pink, and I'm going to do a whole scoop of it. And a little extra. A little bit more. I want the bait to be seen really good. So to do that, we're going to pop that to it. And I want it translucent because I want that flake to show. This is a version of my shrimp boil. And anytime you have black flake, it will darken your colors. So just be aware of that. And again, I want to shoot it pretty hot because I want a good bond. And it is so cold today that it is already below what I want. My bad, guys. I have basically shut off a area. This is a room, but shut it off. It's ventilate, to keep the smell from going back inwards. And I really don't heat or cool this area. I've got a little bitty heater for when it gets real cold, but so it's cold in here. All right, we're good and hot now. I want to make sure I'm no colder than 330. So right now we're at 338. That'll work for me. 340 to 350 when I want a bond, a good bond on them tails. I know you can't see much, but here's our plastic, here's a mold, and we're ready to shoot it, baby. Like try and get any bubbles out. So tilt your injector upwards a little bit. So if there's any air, it'll come to the top and then just push out some of that plastic. And you can tell when you shoot it that it is a lot, not a lot, but it's thicker. It just moves it up. Adding the amount that I added. Well, I was talking about it earlier, like hold your injector at an angle and push out that plastic when it's good and hot. If there's any air bubbles, hopefully it'll all move up into the injector and you can push it right out. So that is the color we got. And this is a 3-inch bait. Earlier in the year or earlier in the season, like when the spring hits, your shrimp are smaller, so I like a smaller bait compared to the 3.8 inch that we open poured last time. That's just a bigger bait overall, length and the diameter of it, I guess you'd say. So I want this thing to stop moving. I guess I might have broke it when I was in Louisiana, or I don't know. But anyway, put this plastic up. This helps keep any air or moisture from getting in. Again, small 015 black, small 015 orange, and this is an 015 in a fluorescent pink, hot pink, whatever you want to call it. And it just gives you a very, to me, more natural look. I have other versions of what I call shrimp boil. That's my shrimp color. And it's been really good for me. Here's actually a darker version that I use green and red flake in. And I have bigger flake in that because I was using it in the 3.8 inch. So it should be set up already. I've only shot the tail, or I shot the whole bait and then clipped the tails. And we now have our beautiful little scrimps. This one is by Angling AI. It's just a 3-inch, smaller profile, smaller bodied shrimp that is great under a popping cork or on a jig head. You know, depending on where you're from. I know people fish things differently in different places, but great little bait. Like I said, under a popping cork or just on a jig head. And I like to clip them tails, like I said, a little further up. Sometimes I will do it down here in the very bottom, but I want to make sure I've got as much meat as I can for that plastic to bond to. As you can see, we got a good bond. And you have to shoot it a little harder, a little hot, I mean not harder, a little hotter to make sure you get a good bond. I think that light really messes up the color, but oh, come on. It's one of my good colors, and like I said, I wanted to just show you how you can take one plastisol. That's why I sort of like the medium. Like I said, you can add hardener to it, you can add softener to it. It's basically just a freaking worm oil and a resin, one or the other, that you can add. You can make a medium, a soft, or you can make it firm and hard for your saltwater baits. It's a great thing. It may be cheaper in the long run if you're doing large quantities, but if you're doing large quantities, you're probably not even on here watching these videos anyway. You probably got a big, huge setup. So, but just the color that I really like, just it's produced good for me on all types: redfish, flounder, trout, and it's going to get bit. So, if you like them, let me know, or let me know what color you use. Everybody's different. Everybody has their confidence colors. Saltwater, this is one of mine. Also like black and chartreuse again, just when the water's muddy, tide's rolling real hard. But these are headed to Louisiana, to a buddy of mine down there. Get them to you here as soon as they set up. But the plastic is a lot firmer. It's going to hold up better. You do lose action the firmer you go, but you know, in that current, you don't really need as much, and you really need a stronger bait for, like I said, the toothy critters. Everything out there has got teeth, and they tear up some baits. But it's a good thing when they're tearing up baits because you're catching fish. So, but anyway, Merry Christmas to you guys. If I don't see you, hear from you, whatever, before Christmas, enjoy your time with your family and your friends. That's what I'm going to do. My dad is doing really well now, or you know, better than he was. So we're going to have a good Christmas this year, and just enjoy each other's company while we can. I hope you guys do the same thing, and hit that like and subscribe for me if you don't mind, and we'll bring you some more content. I'm ready for spring already, but you know, we'll wait till duck season's over with, but then I want it to warm up after that so we can go catch some fish. So I'll be stocking up on these for myself and sending these out to my buddy. Appreciate you being here, guys. Again, if you don't mind, like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing if you have. If you haven't, hit that freaking button, man. But I hope everybody has a great Christmas. Merry Christmas. And spend time with your family and friends and have a great time. 5-0 Baits, we out. Let's go catch some fish. We'll see you.